9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Oh, happy Wednesday, everybody. This is your timeless elite, your PR princess, Stone Cold Courtney, whatever you want to call me. As you can tell, it is a wild card Wednesday because we had so much stuff happening. Obviously, of course, we took Monday off because of MLK Day, and we have a lot more wrestling happening because so much is happening. Obviously, of course, we have AEW Dynamite tonight, but also we have a lot of stuff. But thankfully, I'm not alone. I always love it when he's here, especially if you need your go-to regarding whether it's TNA or New Japan or anything else in the wrestling realm not many people are familiar about. I'm so excited to have Kay McCoy in the building.
Oh, thank you, Courtney. I appreciate it. Those good words feel very nice to hear. It's been a busy weekend for me. I've been handling a lot of visa issues. Hopefully, I didn't mess anything up for wrestling this weekend.
No. And you're right, because this weekend is Saturday night's main event. Last week it was Genesis. This weekend, Saturday night's main event. So lots happening.
Okay, well, a lot of people got to go to Montreal. They got to wrestle in Montreal. So hopefully those visa issues are okay.
I'm hoping they are because they got Canada this weekend. But tonight, AEW Dynamite is in the States. They are in sunny Orlando, Florida. And even though it is a long, fun road trip to Revolution in March, we have a lot of pit stops that we got to get to first. So, of course, obviously, we're going to have Kenny Omega because Kenny Omega is making a statement for the AEW World title. He will be going up against the Don Callis family's Josh Alexander, along with Retribution for his friend Kota Ibushi. We're also going to have Swerve Strickland taking on 1/3 of the new AEW Trios champ, Kevin Knight, after some exchange words between Saturday and last week. They get to meet one-on-one. We're also going to have Samoa Joe take on the other third of the Trios champ, Speedball Mike Bailey. These two will go one-on-one. We're also going to have FTR, the AEW Tag Team Champions, before their big title match against the Don Callis family. They'll be facing off against the new signees from over the weekend, Alec Price and Jordan Oliver. They've been making a lot of waves, obviously, of course, with MJF as well. So we get to see these two guys in action. And of course, speaking of MJF, he's going to be there tonight addressing after his big match that he had against Bandito last week. And we're also going to have a street fight after what happened on Collision over the weekend. We have Jon Moxley, that little Rottweiler Yuta, and Daniel Garcia taking on the Don Callis family's Hechicero, Lance Archer, and Rocky Romero in a street fight. And I also cannot forget the ladies in this. We're going to hear from the Triangle of Madness after responding to Chris Statlander's challenge, most specifically on Tekla, since she pinned Chris Statlander for the win and having a future opportunity for the AEW Women's Champion. And obviously, of course, Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford taking on the timeless love bombs with my lady of the hour, Toni Storm, and Mina Shirakawa. All this and more happening at the top of the hour with yours truly on the watch along, 8 p.m. on TBS, Simulcast on Max. And Kane, is there anything that on this card that's got you interested saying, this is what I want to watch on AEW Dynamite tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited to see Swerve Strickland versus Kevin Knight, just for the sure fact. I thought Kevin Knight was stuck in London still. I thought his visa, that was Leon Slater, bro. We still haven't seen Leon Slater and Kevin Knight in the same room. Just putting that out there. No, really excited to see what happens with the AEW Women's World Champion, Chris Statlander, and Tekla. I love Tekla. I've loved her presentation from the start. I loved her over in Japan. I like what's happening with her. We need to figure out what's going on with Chris Statlander, who is, although the AEW Women's World Champion, is just kind of here at the moment in the background as you see Willow Nightingale really shining. You see her involved with Mercedes and what's going on with the TBS Women's Championship and with her being a double champion, you just feel like Chris Statlander is kind of here. So I'm excited to see if Chris can really become out of this world and get some proper due on this broadcast. If Tony Khan remembers that she's AEW Women's World Champion, that'll be very nice for all parties involved.
I've been saying a lot about Chris Statlander the last couple of weeks, especially at World's Ends watch along. I'm pulling for her because usually shout out to Courtney, shout out to Dylan in the chat, shout out to Courtney, not stuff. We will talk about that, Dylan. Shout out to our producer from the future. But yeah, we've been talking about Chris Statlander a lot because I felt like there is a story between her and Jamie Hayter. It needs to keep going. And also for me, personal note, I actually got to meet Tekla last summer, and it was her first meet and greet in the US ever. And she's very cool, super chill, and she just has that toxic character that really could work. So I'm hoping they do push for Statlander because she is the lead lady. She is the AEW Women's Champion, and I need to see that push. So I've been pushing for that for the last couple of weeks. Obviously, Swerve and Kevin Knight. I mean, as I mentioned, there was a lot of words exchanged last Wednesday and last Saturday. So it's going to be a very interesting match. And yes, Cousin Ron, it was at WrestleCon that Tekla was in last summer where it had SummerSlam that weekend. But I'm very excited to see that. Also, very curious what MJF, because MJF, you just won the grand prize because now you have 6 other people that are gunning for your AEW World Title belt. So you won the grand prize in that. It's going to be very curious on how this is going to look because after Bandino lost the belt, it's going to be very interesting because pretty much almost everything that Kenny Omega, Hangman, Swerve, you throw in Darby Allin, and then depending on when he comes back, Will Ospreay,
bruv. Yeah, and we'll also get to see how much in the timeline has MJF morphed into Alberto Del Rio. He just continues every week to look more and more like 2011 Alberto Del Rio. So that'll be interesting to see as well.
Well, we're going to get all this and more. You get to spend time with me for 2 hours for AEW Dynamite's watch along because there's going to be so much mayhem happening. And as we continue our little road trip to Los Angeles for Revolution, because even though it's 2 months, there's still a lot that can happen between now and March. So that's happening on there. Also, we did get some news from over the weekend regarding, because as you know, the Rascals made their debut on Collision over the weekend, but they're going to do it without their tag team partner, Trey Miguel. Unfortunately, there was a lot that happened and lots of reports that came in because apparently he did post on his socials that he was going to take a step back from a bit, and there was a lot of concern. But there were reports, and everybody else, including the Hollywood Insider, it was not related to AEW or Tony Khan. It was actually suggested by Warner Brothers Discovery may have blocked Trey Miguel from appearing on AEW television due to past comments, a situation that happened similar to Mark's brother Jay Briscoe. And Fightful continued the story, saying the word relayed to Miguel that his release was a decision above AEW, heavily implied to a Warner Brothers Discovery decision. And apparently Fightful went into a deeper with the release had to do with as I mentioned, a homophobic post that he made back in 2020, where he quickly apologized for, but no other posts were factored into the decision. And there was a lot that happened. But Kane, I just want to get your quick thoughts on this because a lot happened, and you did send a link to us in the chat yesterday.
Well, it's dripping with whack juice and they can't get it off. This is the second time now that we know of that some faceless, nameless WB exec has been involved in the contracts of signing somebody to AEW or somebody being released from AEW or not allowed on AEW television. Of course, he spoke about Jay Briscoe not being allowed on because of some tweets while in character from his ROH days when they were back in New York. And now we see Trey Miguel from about 6 years ago, some comments he was having with a troll. That's why sometimes you can't feed the troll, but he has since apologized for it and continued to move on, been employed in TNA, doing some stuff with NXT and whatnot. But this was our thought when the news broke. I was in the chat saying, oh, this sounds like a background check type of situation in which we didn't know exactly what it was. But I think this further opens up Pandora's box when it comes to AEW of who is grandfathered in for their past comments and who are they checking for now for new hires. Because if you really want to go there, there are some comments from the current AEW world champion MJF from his personal Instagram pre-AEW while he was still in the Indies. If you want to do a little investigative journalism, you will find it. And it's not a really good slur for somebody to be saying, all right? So it's there. It's there. This is not hyperbole. This is not just a random accusation. You can find the screenshots if you really want to dive deep. So you have that. You have the leading commentator for All Elite Wrestling, Excalibur, using slurs. There's videos of it. Now you can say, well, that's Excalibur in character using it. Well, you could apply that to Jay Briscoe from when he was in ROH days. So it's one of those things where it's like, all right, is it Uchiwali or is it one mic? Okay, is it going to be across the board for any and everybody for their past comments, or are you going to selectively choose? And that is the question that now we've backed ourselves into. And for all those of us who've always wondered, well, how can Warner Brothers always have a say in what AEW does? Does Warner Brothers own AEW? I think they own it. Well, that's been basically confirmed with the Hollywood Reporter article this past weekend that speaks about the proposed Netflix Warner Brothers merger, in which AEW will not be a part of because it's considered entertainment. And WB, by the way, owns a 10% stake in AEW. It's a small minority stake, therefore they don't have to disclose it as much. But if we ever wonder why Warner Brothers just kind of Kanye shrugs any type of talk about ratings and whatnot with AEW, it's because Warner Brothers has a stake in AEW, a 10% stake. So yes, they can dictate who appears on television. They can dictate the contracts. If you ever wonder how an unproven company like AEW got such a massive television deal out the gates, we know why. Because WB has a stake in AEW. That's why they can dictate basically what happens, who appears on TV, and what doesn't happen. So all of this is just really open Pandora's box to a lot of eyes on AEW and what a lot of wrestlers, because now everything's going to be a gotcha moment, right? It's going to be, well, so-and-so said this many years ago, and so-and-so said that. Why aren't they fired? Why are they still here? How are they a two-time world champion? So it's like, what are we going to do here? So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
It's going to be very interesting how this is going to, and thank God I do not work on the corporate side of comms, because that has always been very messy when you have to deal with stakeholders and everything else. You kind of really much nailed it on the head, and with the fact too, because you mentioned Jay Briscoe. He made some comments in there because unfortunately he couldn't get into AEW before his unexpected passing. Could go through the list of many stars that have said many uninteresting things from years past. That's on socials, even when on AEW, and especially with the fact too, they are 7 years old. This year they are 7. So it's very interesting. And especially when you have stakeholders and corporate people who pretty much have no clue on what wrestling is and just want to kind of police things doing this, and this. I think it's fair. You kind of have to put everything on the table. You can't just like pick and choose who you want. And this is kind of like, well, God forbid, I kind of have to go back to 2022 where a certain Max Caster said something and got suspended for it, and the network wasn't too happy about that. But that's a conversation I would get into because I am familiar with that. We've also had some few people that were suspended for some interesting things. So this is going to be something of a learning process for them, not just their stakeholders, but I would pretty much include their comms team. If God forbid, if a crisis happens, this is where it's going to be very messy. So I think it's something they're going to have to really look forward to moving forward, especially if they're under Warner Brothers, because now we know they're under the Discovery. They're not under Warner Brothers Discovery. Well, HBO Max, they're under it, but that's like a different conversation because their contract is up in 2027.
Yeah. Well, if the merger was to happen, then AEW will default to the Discovery side.
Yes.
But for now, AEW is listed under entertainment.
Yep.
So and there's a lot of entertaining facts that are coming out from all of this. It's the reason why when subpoenaed for that lawsuit a while back with the camera guy and John Moxley, AEW wanted no parts of testifying because, you know, some of the news would have trickled out of who owns what and who has what type of percentage. So again, this has opened up Pandora's box, and this is far from done. Obviously, some things went unchecked because, again, the Rascals were the first AEW signees ever to have coming soon vignettes. The huge pop we saw last Wednesday with the Rascals graphic, and it was, to our understanding, it was all four of them, and all four of them were backstage, apparently. But when we see the promo that was shot Wednesday, but didn't air until Saturday's Collision, we'll only see three of them. So is this, I was like, oh, is this a bit where like Trey Miguel got like too hot boxed and can't do the promo, or he'll show up eventually? Like, what's happening? And then everything comes out that, you know, he takes out the AEW stuff, he untweets all the AEW stuff, and here we are. And the Rascals has another member who has a very controversial pick up there, referring to Zachary Wentz from his past picks and whatnot from Halloween parties. So it's like, is this what we're going to do? Because if you go back in every wrestler's past and critique what they've done, there might be like only 4 wrestlers on the AEW roster.
Compare that to WWE.
And then compare that. So, you know, this is going to sow a lot of discourse in the wrestling community, but let's stand by and see what happens. Maybe with all this news coming out, WB will reevaluate everything and look at the context of the situation. And also maybe get a proper PR or HR department who can search everything before putting pen to paper. But I hope Trey Miguel got a bag on the way out. I hope there was some type of money situation that he can get for breaking the contract. So hopefully, but shout out to Trey Miguel, man. He'll be all right. He's a talented wrestler.
Yeah, he's gonna be fine. No worries. And speaking of bags, we're always happy to have our officials of WWT come in, and I'm very happy that he's here. And obviously, of course, he has a lot of news to spread. He's our go-to person from NXT. It is your councilman, Mr. Will Pharaoh.
Kane, this is for you, man. Hey, yo, you ever let WB withdraw your contract? Oh, man, bro. Okay, this never left my head.
Ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous. You ever been Tony Khan? You know what I mean? It's just you ever sign a contract and put a down payment on a house, but you had your contract rescinded because you was talking about David Starr in Facebook comments 6 years ago. Go.
Oh my gosh.
Things like that.
Hey, it be that way.
Councilman, happy you were able to make it. I'm sure you also had a very busy weekend issuing visas.
Yeah, man. You know, we didn't have no problems getting in. You know, we had some problems getting out. You know, but we all of my clients are successfully back over here in the States trying to get things.
Sometimes, like when you book flights meant for Dallas, Texas, they end up in London, England. You know what I mean? So
sometimes my client need detours that don't need to always be fully explained. It's like, hey man, if my client needs to stop off in Birmingham, then my client is going to stop off in Birmingham.
You're gonna stop there. Makes sense, yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
Just do that. I'm with it.
Makes a lot of sense. But speaking of stars, where unfortunately this is on the opposite end, Tommaso Ciampa posted this on socials today that his contract is getting ready to expire, and he did confirm that he will wrap up with WWE after 11 years. He posted this on his socials today because, of course, we did see speculation, as you would say, because we haven't seen him on SmackDown for the last couple of weeks. And I just wanted to get you guys' thoughts regarding Tommaso Ciampa being in WWE for 11 years and getting ready to wrap up his tenure in WWE. And I'll start with you, Will.
Honestly, I don't even think it's a sad thing. I followed Tommaso Ciampa for like quite some time before he even got in NXT, when he was like just backup segments for like Batista. And I recall like Tommaso saying like, yo, his time is very limited. Like with the injuries he sustained throughout the years before even coming into NXT, he was like, yo, like I don't see myself leaving NXT. Like I most likely would end my career there because I don't know how much time I have left. And he said that probably 6 years after. And so for him to like still have been here to make the main roster, despite how, people might want to say his main roster, run went, like, yo, he's done way more than what he even imagined himself doing. So I don't know if this is just Tommaso Ciampa hanging up the boots, leaving the boots in the ring for good, or if he's just wrapping up with WWE. But I think for him to be able to have had such an extended story, I think is something dope. And I'm glad that he gets to, end it the way that he wants to. If he's like, again, hanging up the boots or just leaving WWE and then seeing what else is out there in the world. So, all I can say is the best of luck and best wishes to Tommaso, man. I hope nothing but positive things for him on his next journey.
Kane?
Well, Tommaso Ciampa is not only a wrestler, he made sure that he was ready for anything pre, during, after wrestling. So Tommaso Ciampa has a great lawyer background to fall back on. His client, Muhammad Hassan, is probably looking for some representation right now, so he could just fall back and do that. Kayfabe. But anywho, no. Tommaso Ciampa, we'll see you in AEW, buddy.
I don't know about AEW, but that's a little bit of a hard to talk. But I think people don't realize what Tommaso, and will put this out there because he had a lot of banger of a matches, and he was just a good heel character. If you saw him versus Johnny when they had that rivalry, it was really fun to watch. And even like when he was in WWE, yes, it was a falter, but there was just something there. If you watched his 10-year run in oh my God, AEW, NXT, it was very enjoyable to watch. And also with the fact too, with his booking, and as we mentioned, injuries was definitely a flux. And for anybody that's saying the F word in wrestling, go ask him that after having so many neck surgeries, and especially with Elton Prince, because Elton Prince is recovering from a neck fusion surgery as well. So that's just something to really think about as well. But, whatever happens to Tommaso Ciampa, I do wish him the best of luck. And maybe it's not a wrestling promotion. Maybe he could do backstage stuff as being like a producer, a coach, or somewhere behind the scenes when it comes to wrestling, because we do need a lot of people who've been in the business for so long to handle the backstage and the mechanical parts of wrestling.
Well, Courtney, again, Tommaso Ciampa started out as a lawyer, so maybe he can do legal stuff for AEW and their contracts and background checks before they hire people and fire them 24 hours later. So,
Well, that's also a thing too. But we do want to wish the best to Tommaso Ciampa and wish him the best of luck on everything else. And just a little reminder, WWE Unreal was released yesterday on Netflix. Season 2, unfortunately. And apparently there's reports of season 3 in development. And I know everybody's gruntling all that, and everybody's talking about R-Truth and Triple H, but there's another situation that happened, and it involves the man Becky Lynch, because she actually talked a little bit about this during Unreal as well. Obviously, of course, she is still the women's Intercontinental Champion, but she mentioned that her current contract will probably be it when it comes to her being on the road. Obviously, of course, in 2020, Becky and Seth Rollins have a daughter, and also kind of following Lynch with SummerSlam. But pretty much she's speaking on the first episode of season 2. Becky Lynch discussed coming back to the ring after a break, admitting that it was maybe going to be forever and that this is her final contract. she definitely goes into final detail saying, when you're in this world and you're always wanting to be on top, you have to kind of feel like you're always fighting something. You're fighting yourself. You're fighting people that feel like they want to put you down. You're also getting opinions about yourself constantly, about who you are. Not that you believe them, but maybe it lies somewhere in the back of your head where you're going like, oh, maybe I am a bad person. I love working. I love getting out in front of a crowd. I love wrestling. But there's also that hard part of, now mom's got to go to work. The guilt is always hard. Like, I had this little kid that I have been leaving. I felt like when I come back, she was angry at me. Like I hadn't had enough time with her. The time off, it was maybe going to be forever. I don't think I knew. I was kind of so content. This is probably it. This is the final run. This is the final contract. So I suppose it's a matter of knowing that, understanding that, and enjoying that the best I can. Thoughts on the man, and Kane, I'll start with you on thoughts on what the man had to say.
Well, Becky Lynch has been a linchpin of the women's division in WWE. You've seen that she is truly a slot anywhere wrestler. Put her anywhere in the card and she cuts through. And we've seen her do that by heightening the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And everyone involved in her vortex comes up. You see her, what she did for Laura Valkyria. You've seen what she has done for Maxine Dupree. And now you're going to see, hopefully, a battle with Natty. I'm excited to see what could potentially happen with that. But if you look back on Monday Night Raw this past Monday in Belfast, Northern Ireland, which is not Ireland, which is where Becky Lynch is from. She's from Limerick, Dublin area, whatnot. Even though Ireland's the same Ireland, there's the Northern Ireland, which is part of the UK, the Ireland. Anyway, not for the geography lesson, but you can see even her as a heel. You can kind of see the emotion on her face. I kind of took notice of it. This is before Unreal even aired, and it kind of gave a vibe of, this is my last time wrestling in my home country.
Who's a better liar?
From looking at her. So I'm excited to see where she goes from here. Becky Lynch truly has nothing else to prove in this business. Hopefully we get that dream match with AJ Lee post Natalya once that's through. But other than that, you know, her baby girl, you know, about 6 years old. It's time to school it on out. Elementary school, you know, they were able to take their kid with them on the road. Wasn't, you know, any obligation for schooling and whatnot. But you know, her kid is getting grade school age now and kind of understanding what's going on around her. So, you know, family first. And I think that Becky wants to be active and be a mom.
Yeah. Will, any thoughts you want to add in?
On what part? The Unreal thing or Becky?
Both. You can add both.
Becky, I mean, you know, I don't want to see her go, but if it's her time to ride up to the sunset, it's her time. Like, I don't, like you said, like, there's not too much left you got to prove. Like, give me your AJ versus Becky at WrestleMania, and then, you know, if it's that time, it's that time. I'm not mad at that. Everybody, especially I think for women, it's like, yo, there is those times where it's like, yo, life is gonna start cutting in, and I want to be here. I don't want to miss my baby's time because I'm on the road. Like, I think that's a harder road for women to be on than it is for men, because it's just like, yo, like, as much as we adore seeing the first steps, it is in no way comparison to when a woman sees that and everything, because you carried her, you birthed her. It's like, yo, it's time to live a new life. So by all means, Becky, if it is, thank you for everything you've done. As far as Unreal go, man, they can suck my left fucking nut. I'm not watching. I'm not watching. I don't like it. I don't like going into the, you know, the writer's room, learning this stuff. Like, when I seen a clip, and I don't see how they do it. Like, you could not pay me to sit in Gorilla and have Triple H explain to me how I'm gonna lose money in the bank and just sit here and do this. Like, fuck out of here, bro. Like, no.
Who's that?
LA Knight.
Oh yeah, LA Knight.
Bro, this man was telling him, like, yo, how you gonna lose? Like, he's telling him, like, yo, it's everybody think that you gonna get it, then they switch it, and then this happens. I'm like, What?
No, not yet.
No.
No.
Like you like that's if anything, what this shows me is y'all should stop doing this because y'all make us know how dumb y'all are. Like learning
guys-
why Road Dogg let our truth go. I'm like, yo, it showed like y'all don't really know what y'all do.
You are as scatterbrained as we think. See,
Yeah,
but
like a lot of ways, like yo, like y'all reminded us, it's like, yo, wrestlers run this company, and that's not necessarily a good thing.
yeah. See, that's the whole thing about Unreal though, because it's like, are we even being worked with this? Is it intentionally dense to get this reaction and make us watch? Like, are we really seeing the behind the scenes, or is the behind the scenes that they want to show us? Because that's why I said at first, I always preferred what was the show they had? WWE 24/7 or WWE document? Yeah, that show. Like, I preferred that better because that was more of an in-depth documentary. Unreal feels like it's even a work if you want to feel like you're getting worked, but you also don't want to see, you still want to, you don't want to know how the sauce is made. You don't want to see how the sausage is made. And that's what we're getting, even if they're working it or we're tiptoeing around it. So I just feel like if you're going to use it, maybe it can be more of a transmedia tool to further storylines, not show that these superheroes that we put on TV ain't actually superheroes. So I know you love LA Knight, who's brash talking and doesn't need anybody. Yeah, and he got Kavorka and he's the mega star, but behind the scenes, Triple H is telling him that he ain't shit. He ain't never gonna be shit. His mama don't love him. His daddy don't love him. And by the way, his dog just got ran over. He survived, but then it got run over again. Like you just get into all this, and it's like,
and it's him all the time.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, you're right. Actually, I ain't shit. Yeah, my dog deserved to get run over. My daddy never loved me. Actually, you're absolutely right. But then I was supposed to watch him Monday night come out and talk hella cash. So it's like, how am I supposed to differentiate? I'm supposed to separate this. That's kind of always been my big beef with Unreal. That once this is opened, how can you close it back and divide that? So that's why I haven't watched it. It's still real to me, damn it. So that's kind of how I feel about it. So, you know, but of course we get the Becky Lynch mention in there. That you have to watch the show to get, which kind of sucks. We can get that on a Becky Lynch documentary. And again, just to go back to Becky real quick. By the way, Becky didn't wrestle for like 5 years. Remember that? She didn't wrestle for like 5-6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So this alone is like just an extension for Becky Lynch to be this far in the game, because she was basically done after like an injury and she came back. So we're going to see if Becky Lynch gets a retirement tour, and maybe, you know, she'll be lucky enough to get choked out by Gunther.
Oh God, we have to go through Gunther versus AJ at the end of the month.
Yeah. Watching Becky Lynch get chopped.
Oh my God.
High key though. Like, you know, Becky's like, I'm the man. Who do you think you are? And Gunther just like smirks and just like kabloom.
It's just like boom,
and just power bombs her. And then chokes her out.
Nigga, the same way he did John.
Yeah. He just like,
and then he come out talking shit. I made Becky Lynch tap out like a little
bitch.
Yep.
Like, hey,
I'm the greatest intercontinental champion, male or female.
Male or female. It is me.
It's me, Gunther.
It's me, Gunther.
I do not care what Seth thinks. I will make him tap like a little bitch too. I'm like,
you know.
Go through
I'd watch that. You know,
I would watch all of that.
Equal opportunity rights and lefts from Gunther.
He's like, oh, y'all get these knife ass shots.
Yes. Just saying.
Oh my God.
See, Road Dogg, that's how you book a show, Road Dogg.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, I've had mixed feelings about WWE Unreal. Actually, I did see a clip with Lyra Valkyria because she wasn't happy with the outcome because she felt very upset on a certain clip. So it does have its meaning. And then the whole R-Truth situation, because I found out it was a PR stunt. Sir, people, Sometimes bad press is not good press. It's not bad press is not good press. It's not.
What did I say? Did not say that though.
You said that. You said that in the chat.
All this was a fucking work.
Because I was like, wait, he posted. I was like, no. He posted that himself. I was like, wait a minute, hold on.
The R-Truth firing or the contract thing was a work the whole time.
It was a PR stunt that they did.
I mean, it felt worky with him showing up like 2 weeks later as the masked guy who attacked Cena.
I'm gonna let you rock. Everybody else at WWT though does not get a pass because you weren't there when we talked about that. Everybody kept trying to. Oh man, this is where I was like, yo, bro, this feel like a work.
Yeah,
this is a work, and then nobody fucking believed me. I was like, yo, I'm telling y'all, this is a work because it didn't make sense of why to let him go, and I was just like.
Yeah,
he's been involved. Like I was like, yo, for like the last couple of years, he has been in the talks of almost every week. Like it was not that long ago. He was with the Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And you remember how them promos went? Like those were like you couldn't wait to see these and see what the hell he was gonna do with the Judgment Day. I was like, this wasn't that long ago. So I was just like, how is it y'all not renewing his contract? I was like, that made no sense because it was an effing work. Can't trick me, Hunter.
No.
You can't trick me. But I still ain't watching that, man. I with Kane, I still want to believe it's real. Like that is like, don't take my stuff away because you punk ass generation XYZ elemental PQRSTUV want to know everything before you go watch something. That's not what this is about. Like, let me believe some stuff. Let me think that this is true. That's why you got to pull PR stunts like this, just so you're able to trick people rather than y'all just understanding the rule of like, hey, we know some of this is scripted. We understand that. We ain't got to talk about it. Let's just enjoy the show. It's like, no, I got to know what were they thinking when they made money in the bank. Like, why?
Why? What's needed? I don't need to see, like, no other genre does this. Like, that's like going up to God and asking him, hey man, show me how you make humans. I don't believe it's working until I see you do it. I got together real quick. I gotta see the behind the scenes of you putting humans together. That's an awful lot of syrup, God.
It's like, hey, that's you gonna use that much? Oh, that's where you made skin from? That's interesting. I wouldn't have went that way, but that's what you do. Like what?
Yeah, and Triple H still in the corner talking ish to LA Knight.
That's still crazy to me, bro. That you had to sit there and take that.
I just looked it up. It's
It's like you had Abyss and Triple H right there, and it's like you're sitting right next to them. And it's like,
that's hilarious. I get everybody screaming out, yeah, but we ain't letting you go over.
Yeah, man. The most organically over guy in like the last 4 years has 2 United States Championship rings to show for it. And it should have just been one really long one.
Barely gave that a real run.
Yeah, like it should have been just one really, really long run. There was no reason for him to lose to Shinsuke and just to win it back.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what else is not scripted? People can support the Women's Wrestling Archive because, one, it's not scripted, and it's a new initiative we have here at Women's Wrestling Talk.
Women's wrestling didn't just show up yesterday in glitter boots. We've been here the entire time, body slamming through history.
The Women's Wrestling Archive launches January 1st, 2026, and it's gonna pave the way for all women's wrestling.
Because if we don't document it, a man might say he did it first.
This has been a passion project for a very long time. Head over to the womenswrestlingarchive.com to donate 1, 5, or whatever you can. It all goes a long way.
Let's give these women the spotlight that they've always deserved.
Her story belongs in history. Help us preserve it today. Join us at womenswrestlingarchive.com. Support the archive. Support women's wrestling. Donate today.
support the Women's Wrestling Archive, where you know that we always support anything related to women's wrestling. Any support, $1, $2, $3, $20, doesn't matter. Just support it because we're promoting this all year round. Now, for this next story, because this kind of ties into Unreal, but also it ties into some of the stuff we've been saying about Triple H since SummerSlam. Logan Paul. Yes, no. Mr. Logan Paul. Logan Paul. So, recently, the last couple months, we've known us and fans have been very critical of Triple H, but apparently Logan Paul has come to the defense of Triple H in regards to what's happening with the product as of late, kind of going back to SummerSlam of last year and even with the start of TKO. On his Impulsive podcast, pretty much he argued that the creative process is far more complex than fans realize, and Logan Paul insists that blaming Triple H is misguided, and he goes on, I quote, saying, "It's also not his fault. I'm telling you as an insider, it's not his fault, like 0%. It's human nature, unfortunately, like how easy it is to just assign blame. Assign blame, it's your fault, we hate you, when in reality, most situations have a lot of nonce." And pretty much, obviously, of course, that backlash with not just SummerSlam, but also with John Cena's retirement match and how the way it was presented. Pretty much, one of the guests for Logan Paul's podcast, Little Yachi, also weighed in on the situation where he agreed that it was unfair for fans to pile on Triple H and commended the WWE executive for maintaining his composure amidst the hate, and pretty much went on with this quote saying, "The reality is that behind the scenes in real life, that's not what's going on, but the average consumer can't honestly even understand the complexity of a situation, the layers in real time, the ladder of decision. You got a guy who sits in the seat. It's easy to put the blame on one person when we're all unhappy as a masses, especially if he's mature enough to spaz out and can't take it." Now, before I say what I have to say, does anybody else want to? Will, you want to go ahead?
Shut your bitch ass up. Shut your bitch ass up. The thing is, he's not all the way wrong. Don't get me like, he's made some good points. Like, yo, it's not all on him at all. Yet everybody don't be saying it's just him. You can hear that on WWT. We don't just blame him. We blame Hickenbottom. We blame the people that's in that room when they're doing stuff. We blame it Bobby Roode. We blame it that other dude with
Bruce Pritchard.
Bruce Pritchard. We blaming all of them. Now, don't get me wrong. I know some of the IWC does start to go on things that can't be controlled. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody get injured and they got to vacate the title. It's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? They had to do what they had to do. But you're not finna get away with the fact of some of the general basic storytellings that should happen, and y'all bypass it, and we don't get no follow-through from it. I'm sorry. You're not finna sit here and act like we don't see that. You're not finna sit here and tell me, oh, you'll give LA Knight a Slim Jim promotion, have him be able to sell all of these Slim Jims, have him come out in a dope-ass Slim Jim car, do all of this stuff, Sam, yet you will not put the title on him. Oh, why? Because CM Punk came back? Again, these runs don't have to be that long, but it's like, yo, I have not seen a single payoff for LA Knight in the last 3 years. This man is one of the hottest acts you can have, and every time it seems like something's about to happen, y'all go like Tony Khan, ooh, shiny new toy. Let's bring that up and let's focus on this. Hey, we're going to scoot you to the side. And you can't sit here and tell me that, like, it don't seem like there's something personal going on with some of these things. And then it's very, as he's trying to say, you know, we can't blame Triple H, which is fine, which is understandable in certain cases. You should not be the person to say that, because you've had probably over 4 WWE title shots with people who've been here for 20 years that don't even get a sniff at the title. So I don't think you're really too much inclined to say that when you're on the favorable side of what storytelling happens. So it's kind of hard for us to take your opinion likely when you're sitting here sucking on the teat and getting all of the milk, while some of these other people who have been busting their ass way longer than you, that they went through several different character changes than you, that then bounced from different promotions trying to prove themselves to you, are still trying to get people to in this little creative bubble to see like, hey man, people have been shouting for me for the entire year of 2026. Can I just get put in a rivalry with somebody? I'm not even asking for a title shot. Can I get a best of 3 with Rusev or something? You don't have the capability to be saying that, bro, because you don't know the bad side of the coin before you decide you want to do that. Is it complex to do creative? Very much so. Not taking that away. What we're saying is, do y'all have everyone that's in there that can deliver us a B+ to A+ product? And we are telling you, no, y'all have not figured it fully out yet. And we see it. And even with Unreal coming out, we see it even more. You're not going to ignore us. You're not going to put the stamp on us to be quiet and just let it happen. No, this is our show. Okay? This is not that orange presidency that you have. And you definitely make money based off us. And if you keep acting in that way, you are going to lose to folks like AEW. You're going to lose to folks like New Japan. And you're going to try to throw as much money as you can. And then people are going to move to that product. Because do not think AEW is not catching up with you. Because they truly are with the acts that y'all are making.
Well, I too agree that, shut your bitch ass up. We don't want to hear this. We don't want to hear Japanese suicide Forest Boy talk about this. First of all, by the way, would he even be allowed in AEW given his past internet history? We were talking about Trey Miguel, Jay Briscoe. Would Logan Paul be allowed in AEW under these guidelines? Anyway, never been a Japanese suicide Forest Boy guy. Just the antithesis of privilege, not understanding the moment, not reading the room, and that's about it on him. I don't like to spend a lot of time discussing him because I skip all of his matches. I skip everything involving him. Just not for me. So he would have these thoughts about, oh no, please don't talk about did I do good, Triple H? Did I do good? The podcast name is a stupid name. As somebody who has shitty puns, to hear that pun, oh look at me, I'm Paul, so impulsive. Oh, was impossible not available or something? Like it's impossible to believe you couldn't think of another name. Like I just not a big fan, dude. I hate that we even have this story on him. Sorry. It's not his fault, I promise you. So whose fault is it that you keep getting booked? Point that person out, because sheesh.
There is a lot of layers, and Logan Paul, you would be the last person I would get an opinion from in regards to creative, because if we're going to talk about creative, you are one of those shiny new toys where you compare with the rest of them who've been fighting for their butts for the last 10, 15, 20 years, that have been trying to get a spot, not just a title opportunity, but just everything else with creative, because part of it, we have talked about this. We gave constructive criticism. Yeah, that's a word that you're not used to saying is constructive criticism, because anybody that tries to give you criticism, you have a spaz out about it. And that's not good with growth. And with the fact too, since Will, you brought up LA Knight, where has your tag team division been? How come I have not seen any stories within your tag team division? Because it feels like it's been hot potato for a while. We have not seen the Street Profits in God knows how long. We haven't even seen Rusev for the last couple weeks because creative has nothing for him. But you can at least put him in a backstage segment or put him with somebody within the roster that would make it make sense. I would have been okay if he did a backstage segment with CM Punk and I would have been happy. And on Monday Night Raw, it was the first time that I actually got to see Finn Balor solo by his own. And I'm going to say this, he needs to be solo. He doesn't need the Judgment Day. He needs to be solo. After seeing his match with CM Punk, and yes, he's had many hurdles. And I will say this, I was actually at that SummerSlam personally when he first won the title, and then the next day he got injured, and it really sucks. So I do think there needs to be a lot of work. And as I mentioned, not all bad press is good press. And Triple H, a little advice tip. You're the last person I would get any nutrition, diet, and fitness from anybody, considering what you said about childhood diabetes. Because a person that has a type 2 diabetic, there are some things that you miss, and you do read the room. It's pretty much all about the money part. So if you really need to think about that, and Logan Paul, you're probably the last person I would get advice from anybody. And I want my tag team division back. Can we please get the tag team a lot more attention? I mean, nothing against the Usos, but you're calling the go-to tag team, and you have a tag team in TNA that's slowly trying to come back into WWE. And the Hardys.
I'm just like, how are we not writing for the rest? So it's like, so you're telling me War Raiders are not entertaining enough to be on TV? You're telling me the War Raiders and the Creed brothers in a best out of 7 for the tag team titles on the line is not something nobody want to see. I want to see Jey Uso solo on Monday night holding the tag title, talking about I'm gonna be in the Royal Rumble.
And man,
they could have kept the straps on the gay community, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee for all of this.
And then it's like, so you're telling me you have nothing for the Street Profits because you gave it to the Wyatts, who are in a beef with MFT that does not require the tag titles, whatsoever. Like, this beef could still happen without the tag titles involved. But y'all telling me no, it's not Triple H. Y'all can't blame it. Just sit back and watch the story. We watching it and we don't.
Yeah, we can't blame the chief content officer who is responsible for content, who is the head of creative. Don't blame him.
Don't blame him. No,
not him. Not the Booker man. Not the guy with the pencil. It's somebody else. But what would you expect for somebody whose third match was for the world championship? You know what I mean? Like, Triple H wrote the fact that Roman and in Japanese Suicide Force Boy was going to happen, and they knew it was wrong because they did it in Saudi, because they knew how much it would get booed out of the building in America. So they did it in Saudi, where you can have like the Honky Tonk Man versus a Wet Seal, and they're a clap for that. So, like, you know, it's a lot of hypocrisy, and it's the reason why people who invest time in wrestling get so annoyed and say, you know what, I'm gonna watch something else.
And also, do something else. And also, when was the last time you had the ladies main event a PLE? We're not talking about Raw or SmackDown. We're talking about a PLE.
Oh no! What did he say? If it's there, and that's what the people are wanting, and we see that it's there, we'll make it happen.
Yeah, and it's like, well, the people been wanted it. You know how we want it because of how ham everyone went for the triple threat at Mania, as well as for Bianca and Sasha at Mania.
Where was it when it was Charlotte versus Becky at Survivor Series? Because that was main event worthy.
Yeah.
Why wasn't the Hell in the Cell between Sasha Banks and Bayley not main event? Because it was worth that, and that's what we were invested in. Yeah. Why was Io Sky, Bianca Belair, and Rhea Ripley the opener of WrestleMania than the closers? Because that match was way better than that Paul Heyman love story y'all tried to give us.
Yeah, that slut triangle thing going on.
Yeah. So you see, you're hearing what we're interested in, and then you just go, nah, that's not what they're interested in. They interested in CM Punk and Roman Reigns and what's gonna happen. Who's gonna go to the white man and then still just be like what?
And
whose couch is Paul Heyman gonna sleep on tonight?
And also with the fact too, how come we haven't had a story with BFAB and Jade Cargill? With the fact, even though Michin is hurt and Tiffany is hurt, I would have loved to see it further between her and BFAB on SmackDown.
Well, I think BFAB hurt too, but I would have loved to had like dived into that before they got hurt. Like, figure out a way, you know what I mean? Like, you know,
And it's just
or know how to adjust it, because too much for too long, it just seems like, well, if something doesn't go the way we think it's going to go, or something happens, it's like, well, we're just going to stopgap it. We're just going to stop it.
Well, because see, the bad part is on SmackDown, everybody that they wanted for the women's championship, they're now in the tag team division. And you can't just easily break that up now, because it's like, yo, your entire roster of women are going after the tag team titles. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte would be great in the WWE women's picture right now, or even the US title picture. Mm-hmm. Guess what? They're going after tag teams. Lash Legend and Nia Jax, two dominant forces who should be going after titles. They are, but they're the tag titles.
The tag titles.
And why? So you can fucking upstage AEW's tag titles. So you can keep trying to get this person that you're trying to defend, keep trying to say, like, no, it's not that, not taking accountability. It's like, bro, we see you. It's like a dude that, like, yo, I caught you cheating. Wasn't me. That was somebody else.
Yeah. Not you, somebody else.
And Dylan, to be fair, because I know I have repped AEW and I have said critical feedback of them not getting a main event, but also I do have to give constructive criticism to all, because you say you support women's wrestling. Doesn't matter if it's AEW, doesn't matter if it's TNA, doesn't matter if it's WWE. You say you support women's wrestling, how come you don't have your women? And especially if you have a really good storyline with all your ladies, why not have the main event on a PLE of choice? PLE.
Because to them, this is a male-dominated sport, and they are not going to try to let that happen. And when it does happen, it's on their terms. That's why the matches are still shorter than they should be. That's why the full story time isn't going in the way it needs to be. Like, why the hell is Liv Morgan in the tag team division? And why are you sparking up Rhea and Liv again? It just ended. The SummerSlam with her and Dom was 2 years ago. Like, yo, y'all couldn't find nothing else for these.
We're gonna bring it back.
We got
let's reheat the nachos. Yeah, reheat the nachos. But this time it's without Dom, so it's fresh and new. By the way, congratulations on Dominic Mysterio, the new AEW World Champion. Per the graphics, the AAA EW World Champion, the AAA Mega World Champion, according to that graphic, that package that ran during the AAA show on Saturday. Sheesh. Get away from the AI. Stop using the AI.
You know somebody got fired for that.
Stop using AI. For those who missed it, of course, we've seen the screen grab of Dominic, and it's the AAA Mega Championship, but it says AEW on it. So, yeah, somebody's prompt wasn't right or something. But anyway, shouts to that former WWE employee. It looks sweet though until that one era, but you know.
Well, and this is why we have platforms as Women's Wrestling Talk. This is why we do what we love to do.
Yeah, listen to us, Triple H, Road Dogg. We'll get you right. You know what I mean? Because as much as women's wrestling has progressed, I feel like WWE, unlike AEW and TNA, but WWE still treats women's wrestling like women wrestling. Like they don't see them as wrestlers. They see them as women who wrestle. Still, you know what I mean? Right. Just with some of the kiddie, like when you watch Blood and Guts and you watch AEW, you're looking at wrestlers, not women. These are wrestlers wrestling, beating the shit out of each other. There's an angst that they hate each, like you feel it in the AEW women's division. You feel it in TNA, even with having Mara Sade against Ryan Nemeth on Genesis the other day. Like it wasn't like it's a man versus a woman. It was just two wrestlers who got a beef wrestling. And I feel like in WWE, their biggest problem is so far they still treat it like it's women wrestling. You know, look what they do.
they treat it like they still treat them like it's a conservative state.
Mm-hmm.
Wink.
Wink.
Wink. Think about it. Like, there is a limit on their sex appeal. There's a limit on how far they can go. There's a limit on what they can say. Like, you didn't see those limits with men when they were wrestling. We had the dude that was just purely based off of puke. He's gonna puke. He's gonna puke. At AEW, you get to see them be who they want to be. Now, don't get me wrong. You got a lot of promiscuous stuff going on, you know, like with the Tony Storms, with what's her name, Harley Cameron and stuff. But you see a good balance of variety when it comes to the women's division. And I'm like, you don't have that back in the WWE. You just have conservative packages that you've put together that are themed. That's why it's so hard for them, you know, of the lighter hue to understand when Bianca Belair puts in the grill or has to go against two of their favorites, and it's like, oh, well, we're going to boo the black girl. Because you don't let them establish who they really want to be.
And it's not even book it to a way that she gets cheered. Exactly.
And you want to be having it like that. So you're continuing to keep these women conservative rather than really allowing them to like, yo, let's go see what they can really be, what this person's gonna do, what that person's gonna do. If you really look at it, like a lot of the women outside of their wrestling styles, most of their stuff is the same formula. It is the exact same formula. All the girls wear the same ring attire in just a different size cut. There's nothing really different outside of their clothing when you look at it. Like, there's nothing that makes you go, like, if I stand out in all of this, who's the one that stands out just by looks? Mm-hmm. It's a conservative pattern that's followed, and it's just like, okay.
And that's it. I mean, and even with the thing with Bianca, just to think back Mania, because I actually watched it for the first time. I was at Mania, but you know, sometimes when you at an event, you don't watch it on TV. So I went back to watch it, and I couldn't believe the boos that Bianca was getting. And I was like, what? Like, that's crazy. But then it just says, well, there's a controversial opinion or a bipartisan crowd. Mm-hmm. No, you're supposed to set up or have Bianca be able to take control of that and do, okay, y'all want to boo me? I'll give you a reason to boo me, type thing. So that all just kind of goes back to like to like everything that we led off with, that we dived really in depth with.
And you know what? Now that I think about it, AEW crowds don't do that. I thought about it now. AEW crowds, which is mad random because where they at, you would think that would happen.
Yeah.
And it don't. Like, I never, like, when Jade Cargill was healed, that's when you got your boos. You do not see that with Willow. You do not see Willow get booed. She was healed through and through. You don't see Queen Aminata get booed like that just for the sake of being booed because of the color of her skin. So that says a lot about the people y'all trying to attract.
You don't even see Athena get booed whenever she comes to AEW programming.
And she a heel, and they still chant for her.
Yeah. Well, here's the difference. You don't see the booker of AEW all up in the videos, all up in the
up in the new documentary and
all
shit.
up in the documentaries, all up at retirement ceremony
packages for WrestleMania.
You know, man. I'll see a Tony Khan promo package for Double or Nothing.
And he doesn't even like being on TV.
And that's poker themed every year. You know,
he doesn't like being on screen. He just like handles stuff in the back. He's like, I don't want to be on TV.
I don't want to be here. I'm okay.
He just doesn't.
We gotta get back on Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Like, why is this camera still on me? Is it recording? Can it stop?
Can it stop? How does it work?
Can it stop? Like, I was not wanting to be on camera that long. I just wanted to announce this was what we was doing, and that was it. Y'all sat here and kept this shit on. Like, yo, nobody want to see me.
By the way, blue is the color, Tony Khan. You know that. Blue is the color. Wow. Football is the game. Because Tony Khan owns Fulham. They beefing with Chelsea. Anyway.
Well, you talked about the blue. You talked about the blue brand. Yes. We have some updates regarding SmackDown because Next month, we know the Winter Olympics is happening, but USA Network confirms the schedule changes for SmackDown in February. Courtesy of Post Wrestling, a spokesperson for USA Network has confirmed to Post Wrestling that SmackDown will air live on Sci-Fi on Friday, February 13th and Friday, February 20th. They'll still have the same time from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. And pretty much, as I mentioned, it's because of the Winter Olympics that's happening next month. But just wanted to do a quick update. But they will be back. SmackDown will be back to the USA Network on Friday, February 27th when they come back. And that will be held in Louisville, Kentucky, right before the stop of Elimination Chamber. So, yeah.
This is how I discovered that the Sci-Fi Network is still around.
Where'd you think it went?
Away.
Why?
Into a whole new world, into a distant galaxy. I don't know,
Why?
science fiction. It went into the black hole. What
It
shows
did
come
now?
on Sci-Fi?
Sci-Fi's
Oh
still
my
there.
God. What are you talking about?
Sci-Fi is
What's-
still there.
Name a show on Sci-Fi
Hey,
right now.
Did you really think?
Chat. Name a show on Sci-Fi
Yeah,
chat right now.
Sci-Fi
Don't
went
Google.
up.
What's so? Yeah, I thought Sci-Fi went up. Like, who
Why?
watches Sci-Fi? Chat. If you watch Sci-Fi, put your favorite Sci-Fi show in the chat right now. Court, what's your favorite Sci-Fi show? Councilman, what's your favorite Sci-Fi? Without Googling.
No,
I
I'm
see the
saying,
mask
like,
moving.
you ever see that show From? That's on Sci-Fi.
From?
Yeah.
That sounds like a gang show. Yo, where you from, homie? Where your
Nah,
grandma
remember, it got the dude that what's his name from The Best Man that married the stripper.
Tay Diggs?
Oh my
No,
God.
not Tay Diggs. He married the chef.
Okay.
Whatever married Regina Hall.
Oh, Morris Chestnut?
Man, whatever, Kane.
No, no Morris Chestnut.
Was it Morris Chestnut? Morris Chestnut was in there.
Yes,
Tay
man.
Diggs, Morris Chestnut, Omar Epps. Any black 90s star was in
Epps
the
was
Best Man.
not in The Best Man.
Okay, who was then? Who was it? You asked me. I'm trying to give an answer. You don't have an answer. Who was it? Morris Chestnut. Thank you, Jordan, from Canada. It was Morris Chestnut.
It was not Morris Chestnut. Don't believe he's from Canada. Don't believe that.
Oh no, it was my guy with the dreads. It was my guy with the dreads.
Yes,
who married the
literally, yes, bro. Yes.
Yeah. Well, you should know, fellow dreadhead. Wagwan.
I do. I'm telling you because I'm trying to get you to remember the person's face. I knew who he was.
Well, so why you asked me then? You should have just told me if you have the knowledge.
I did. I gave you even his character so you would remember. But obviously, you don't remember the
What's
best
his
man.
name? What's his name?
His
What's
name
his
was
name?
Reggie on it.
What's his government name?
Oh shit!
Exactly.
Oh boy.
But
But
man,
was-
no, because I can't
was that on
pronounce his
Sci-Fi
last
Channel?
name. No, it's like Harold something. I can't pronounce his last name. The only thing I know too is that if y'all ever seen that show Chaos, Netflix that got the demigod Jeff Goldblum, the woman that's starring there, that's his daughter in real life.
Okay, Councilman is the one person who still watches Sci-Fi Channel. I belay my last.
Bro, Silo is on Sci-Fi. Everybody, you're the
No,
only one. that
Sci-Fi.
don't.
Sci-Fi,
Yes, you're the
not
only one
Silo.
that don't watch Sci-Fi. I think you're.
That's
the
what I'm
one.
saying. I don't know. Not Silo, Sci-Fi.
No, I said no. The show Silo is also a show that's on
On
Sci-Fi.
Sci-Fi, Silo, so lo-fi.
Silo on
Lo-fi
Sci-Fi.
music. Silo on Sci-Fi.
Yeah, there you go.
N-
That
now
do
you're
sound like a radio
speaking.
show, though.
Now you're speaking Pig Latin. That is.
The name. They heard. No, they heard it. Okay, they heard it. They heard it.
Oh, Jordan got it.
Hey, listen,
Harold. Oh, Harold Perrineau. Okay, yeah. No, he was in the
Yes, I can't
Matrix.
say the last name right now. I didn't want to fuck it up.
En français. Yeah, El Grande Americano. We need him here. He speaks a bunch of languages.
That's not Spain, man. All right, never mind.
Oh my goodness. And Dylan, for the record, yes, for NXT, I already knew it was not on Sci-Fi for NXT. I was like, huh? What? I did not
Sindel
know.
on their 14th rerun of Battlestar
I'm laughing. I'm looking
Galactica.
at the
They
chat.
do show Battlestar Galactica.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
They do. People still watch. Mid America watches Sci-Fi. That's
that,
what it is.
that and also they show repeats of Star Trek on there.
Yes, Babylon 5. It's like all the shit is on there. Star
Like
Trek,
all
all of this stuff.
Babylon 5.
all
Thanks
the
for
sci-fi.
regular TV.
Bro.
If you didn't have cable, you watch Babylon 5.
My mama love that show, bro.
Aw.
I got her a streaming pack. Like I signed her into my streaming thing, and she found Babylon 5. She watched that entire series in 2 days.
Wow. Babylon 5.
I love sci-fi. She watching Star Trek now. She watching that new one they got out with Becky Lynch.
Oh yeah.
Is that why Becky Lynch? Okay, is that why they put it on Sci-Fi to have like a Becky Lynch crossover, SmackDown on Sci-Fi?
Well, that's on Prime, so I don't think that's the crossover.
What?
Yeah, it's on Prime.
Wow, this is what I mean. Why wouldn't something science fiction-y be on Sci-Fi? Who's booking these shows? Road Dogg?
It's because it's Prime.
It's
because it's Prime, bro. You know Prime don't give a shit. Prime gonna do what they want to do. Then it'd be like, here, peasants, you can play with the toy.
Hey, I got an idea for a show. Yes, says Amazon Prime. Yeah, sure, we'll do it.
We got it. Well, it's gonna cost us. We got it. We got it.
Anyway, Amazon Prime. If you want a women's wrestling show, you know.
I mean, hey, I do not see them denying this. If TK, wherever she is in the world, nobody knows. She's on some remote tropical island. None of us know.
She's on one of them Battlestar Galactica ships.
Probably that got an island on it, and you know, as long as it got a beach and sand there, she's there. Even if it's that's where you'll find TK. Hopefully, she get back and we be like, hey. We have this. What's up? Pitch it to Prime. And then we be on Prime. So then that way Courtney can call people wretched little bitches.
Oh my God. Well, that is true. But usually, before we get out of here, because we always love to highlight women's wrestling talk, and this one is a special one because we are going to highlight mixed Roxanne Perez because, courtesy of PWI Insider, officials have been impressed with how Roxanne Perez has handled herself with dealing with physical wear and tear. And there have been reports that she has been gotten through combinations of lingering issues rather than a specific injury. But she has been getting a lot of praise throughout the company's recent European tour and the weeks leading up to it, earning credit for her toughness. And she is scheduled for a big opportunity this Saturday on Saturday night's main event. So definitely want to give a shout out to Roxanne Perez because she's been putting a lot of work in.
Roxanne Perez has blended in seamlessly on the main roster. You would think she's been there for 10 years already. It hasn't been a year yet. She appeared, I believe, right after WrestleMania. So shouts to her. She's blended in. She's doing her thing. Whatever she's involved with. Hopefully she'll be okay. Dominic will be back soon, and he needs his chicken nuggies. So. You know, that's Cook out there. Okay. Nobody else makes them like her.
I'm not gonna.
I mean, this is
give a response to that wild statement that he just made. But okay, I can say you're
tiptoed. It tiptoed. That's my bad. You're right. It did tiptoe. It tiptoed. But
it belly flopped in the pool of lies. And I'm talking about made a big splash.
Tell the truth, Councilman.
So tell the truth about what? That's false accusation you're throwing out about Tendies and Dominic Mysterio. It's like, yo, like, why is that her responsibility? Wouldn't that be his girlfriend's responsibility?
Ain't she one of them?
Where and how does that show that? When has there ever been anything that shows that?
And or she was applying for the gig?
So you said because she came in with a lot of spirit and great wrestling IQ and performances, somehow that's flirting towards Dominic Mysterio? That sounds very far-fetched.
And great making of chicken nuggies, because whoever his girlfriend wasn't making chicken nuggies.
Question: has she made more sense?
Well, he hasn't been around. That's why I said when he comes back.
Just now not been around. We saw that come out once, and we never saw that again. And who said it was just for him? I saw a platter, and I seen multiple people in there. What person
She
who's
didn't
not
make
trying
him
to,
for them. She made it
no,
specific.
whoa. See right there. We allegations. We're making allegations now.
There's
She
video.
never stated that she didn't make them for everybody.
There's video of him specifically liking chicken nuggets, so she made chicken nuggets for Dominic Mysterio.
So
and the clubhouse happened to eat it.
So those weren't. So we can't confirm nor deny that it was not all for the Judgment Day as well. Yes, they were first presented to him because out of the rankings of Tendy lovers, you have Dominic Mysterio. Now, if Finn was the chicken tender king, then it'd have been Finn there. So I see. So again, you see, it's the little allegations that you'll throw into down a snowball down a hill and make an avalanche out of. This woman was simply just trying to be there for her new team. It's just like if someone brings in donuts for the job. Oh, but because Albert saw them first, they must be all for Albert. Like, what?
Is it Albert? Because Fat Albert? That's what it is.
You got to stop all of that. Y'all got to stop this nonsense about my client. My client is here to do one thing and one thing only, and that is be a history maker. Okay. And that is what she's doing. When she came to your councilman and she knew that she needed to go into the chains of success, look at where we are now. The hard work, the dedication. She don't have time for some bilingual San Diegan, okay? If it must need to be known, trust me, the bayous are handling her quite well. Okay? And that's all we have to say about that.
This is the worst pilot for a sci-fi show ever, by the way.
I would, yeah, you would be absolutely right.
It's like this, John. There's no aliens in this. We don't.
Yeah,
Oh my!
if we pitched this to sci-fi and
Just
they
be like,
told us this is fucking horrible, we're like, that's
put it on after SmackDown.
Oh my God.
Put it on after SmackDown for 2 weeks. We'll move somewhere.
We'll see what.
Oh boy!
We'll go to Spike TV. But no, man, like I heard a lot of things, saw videos and stuff like that. Like she really like held it down.
By the way, speaking of videos, we have a chance. Go back and watch the then Roxy against Willow Nightingale happen in ROH, real match for the Women of Honor.
This is Roxy Perez time. We don't need time. You talk about them on your time.
It's just throwback. You know what I'm saying?
This is my client's time. This is my client's time.
Gotta shout out my girl.
Trash ass dog right there. You are interrupting. Matter of fact, let's. There we go. Because see you acting like how they treat her during her entrances, and they go to commercial. You now gonna get her the side story. Okay, you do your little Willow run when this show go. Right now, this is my client's time, and I was.
Yeah, they gotta stop that.
Yes.
By the way, because like. We and I end with this. You give Willow, I'm sorry, Freudian slip. You give Roxanne Perez all this props for toughing through her injuries. Give Roxanne Perez a full entrance. Like you either her entrances are either cut in the middle or already joined in progress. Right. I want to see her get a full entrance and then start the match, or a second wrestler comes out. Like do that, please. Thank you.
Yeah, man. I'm sick of y'all cutting off. She got dope Titantron graphics now, everything. Like, stop playing with my client, okay? And after this European tour, she better get her interest shown on Netflix. That's all I know. But she did a great job. There are a lot of people that like where they fell short as far as maybe not being able to be in the match. Roxy stepped up, did her thing, and like I said, she was very impressive towards the crowd. You know, like those type of tours, they get to do a little bit more flexibility, have a little bit more fun and stuff like that. And to Kane's point, he hit the hammer on the head. She made it seem like she had been there for 10 years already, just flowed in seamlessly with it. They don't see nothing but big things for her coming up. It's just really all of a matter of when and where. But my client got some big things coming up. All my clients got big things coming up. Your councilman's phone continues to be busy of people that wants the count be under the councilman's favor, especially over there at NXT. But
shout out to Miss Roxanne Perez. She is doing her thing, and we will see her at the Royal Rumble later this month. So hopefully we do that. But we have to get out of here because We got AEW Dynamite happening later, and I know we have a lot of other priorities, but let's see where the people can find you. Kane, where can the people find you?
Yeah, man. Threads. I'm mostly on Threads in these streets now. At Kane McCoy. Until I figure out how to get back into my Twitter. But Threads has a very, very passionate wrestling community, as I have found out this past weekend. So check me out, man. I'll be out there tweeting, not deleting.
Well,
you said what?
I thought you was on Threads.
Threads, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'll be on there tweeting, not deleting. What you tweet? You can tweet on Threads, or do you just thread on Thread? You just needle.
Do they call it tweet? What is it called? I feel like they don't call it tweet.
Like, what's the verb for Threads? Yeah, like, are you threading?
Yeah.
Or are you needling? Because it's Threads. Are
I feel
you
like
sewing?
threading.
Are you threading?
Yeah, I feel like.
Bless you. God bless.
That's how you know it's true. That's how you know it's true. Threading.
One.
I think threading just sounds better. I'm threading right now.
I'm threading.
Threading.
And or threatening on Threads, because man, it gets a little passionate.
Yeah. Well, where can the people find you?
You can find me tomorrow on Kayfabe Podcast with myself, Wrestling with Honey and Dion. We will be talking about some of the things that have been going on in wrestling, and we have quite a few dope segments that y'all are not going to want to miss tomorrow. So make sure y'all check our socials, because we'll be putting up the time in which we'll be going live tomorrow. So yeah, just check me there. And if we do not get natty on Monday Night Raw, I'm gonna be tight.
Oh yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. The people can always find me chirping sporadically on WWT, but you can find me top of the hour, because it is Timeless Elite Wednesday. You get to spend time with me for 2 hours for AEW Dynamite and some of my favorite peeps over in the land of all elites. But it's going to be fun with a 2-hour show from Orlando, Florida. So you do not want to miss my watch along happening at the top of the hour. Of course, you can follow me on my social channels on @CourtneyNJ11 on Twitter and Instagram. Your PR Princess got a lot of stuff cooking. I do have a lot of stuff brewing in the coming weeks. We just have to take care of a few things. Make sure to follow ISPW Wrestling, because the next time I will be doing commentary will be Friday, February 13th. Girl Power Pro Wrestling 3 will be happening. And we do have a glitter battle royal featuring all the ladies. So if you're in New Jersey, you love women's wrestling, you love independent wrestling, feel free to come out. And it's during Valentine's Day weekend. So bring your gal pals, bring your peeps, everything else. So we always wanted to do that as well. But definitely feel free to check out ISPW Wrestling. They are doing amazing things. Really want to give a shout out to everybody on WWT. Shout out to like everybody on our team on WWT Live, because they're doing amazing things. I know Boss Lady, she's on vacation. She will be back. And hopefully we can picture that episode for Sci-Fi. Hopefully we can picture that. But shout out to everybody in the chat. Jordan from Canada, our producer from the future, Dylan, Boza, Cousin Ron, Sindel, everybody in the chat as well. Also,
I just had the craziest thought. I'm sorry.
Yes.
You know what? No. Okay. You would say like for the glitter battle royal.
Yes.
And you could bring like friends, family, your gal pal. And then I just had this flashback. I just thought, well, can you also bring like your roommate who you've been roommates with for like 26 years and y'all do everything together, but it's just like your aunt's roommate type of. I was trying to you know what I mean? Like like we all had
picture too. Like
we all had that. I had a like my aunt had a roommate for like 30 years.
That's your aunt's friend. Yeah,
that's your aunt's friend. Yeah, y'all like and so they did everything together.
Yep.
Yeah.
30 years.
Yeah, they just roommates together.
They just live together.
Like they had great jobs, but for some odd reason just decided to split rent.
Always showed up together.
Always showed together, yeah.
Always showed up together.
And after a while started to look alike.
Yeah. Yeah. We saw them holding hands once. It was it's where they I guess
they were praying. It was doing prayer.
Yeah, they was praying.
They were praying.
It's been blessing their food.
Yeah,
I didn't see a plate over there. But
there was no plates, but they were blessing food. All right. Yes.
Yeah. Now one of your aunt's roommate niece now lives with them, I believe, because I saw them.
Yeah, like what they shit in there too, but it's still a one bedroom.
Yeah, like her sister or something can't take care of her or something like that. So now,
but it's still a one bedroom.
You're like, wait, what?
It's 3 people in one bedroom.
In a one bedroom.
Sorry, Courtney.
No, it's fine.
That's the fact that we know those people. Yeah. We know those people.
Like, no, that's okay. This is a judgment-free zone. This is a judgment-free zone. So
thank you, Planet Fitness.
I always wonder why Auntie Rhonda's haircuts were always so short.
I mean, the illest fade.
The illest fade. Like lineups be better than most of the dudes in the family.
I mean, boy, with the S curl.
And she always stands like this.
Dylan's trying to get me on track, but do want to thank everybody for WWT Live. Also, do want to give a congratulations to Maria Kanellis because she just had a baby yesterday. So I have to give a congratulations to her. So super congratulations to her. Thank you, everybody, for joining on this Wildcard Wednesday edition of WWT Live. And thank you for supporting everything. Thank you for supporting Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. Have a great evening, and we will see you back on Friday.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.